as possible in last week's week ahead. There were so many notes, and that's primarily because of the full moon in Aries squaring Mars in Cancer. And I had a lot of people reaching out, kind of panicking. And anytime the energy feels intense or too crowded or too much, it's the perfect time for us to lean into our tools. We should be doing that anyway, but our tools are there, especially for times, moments where we feel out of control. And what tools am I talking about? I'm talking about the tool of our breath, yoga, meditation, affirmations, journaling, visualization, exercise, being in the sun. All of these things are really important tools to use to our advantage. We also need to remember that nothing lasts forever. The good times don't last forever. The bad times don't last forever. These energies do not last forever. If there's one thing astrology should teach you is that things are constantly moving, they're constantly changing, okay? So this week, luckily we have we have less chaos this week. We do have some major changes. For example, the sun moves from Libra into the sign of Scorpio. And that happens on Tuesday, the 22nd, later on in the day. So you're going to need to check your chart and see, where do you have Scorpio, because that is where light, energy, the sun, vitality is going to be focused for you. For me, um, that's my third house of communication. So I will be focusing more on communicating, on connecting with people, teaching, etc., etc. This week, we are going to, my mascara is like effed up right there. We are going to start talking about Chiron, which is also ruled by Mars. Scorpio is ruled by Mars. So is Chiron. Um, and we'll be looking into that in your birth charts this week, okay? So do me a favor, pull your chart and see, where do you have Chiron at? If you know how to pull your chart, do it. Tell and file it away. Where is your Chiron? If you have no idea how to pull your chart, then please DM me on Patreon and we'll work from you there. The point of this is that you learn how to read your own charts. The point of us having a Patreon is that I empower you with the tools that you need to pull your own chart and to read it, right? So you don't have to rely on other people unless you want to. So it's really important that you practice the things that we are talking about and that you actually attempt to pull your chart, okay? Okay, got you. So that being said, for this week, there's not as much going on this week as there was last week with that full moon in Aries. So this week, today, the moon is in Gemini. So if you've been feeling extra mixy, extra communicative, curious, that's why. Okay, the moon is in the sign of Gemini. And that's really all that's going on today. So for Monday, the 21st, the moon moves into the sign of Cancer in the afternoon. So we wake up in the morning still under the vibration and the influence of the Gemini moon. And as we move into the afternoon, Cancer, which is your family, your roots, your history, your mother, all of these sorts of themes are brought to the table. The moon is at home in Cancer, so you could likely feel more like a homebody during moon and Cancer transits. You could want to pay more attention to your home, just be home more in safe, nurturing spaces. The busiest day, astrologically speaking, of this whole week is Tuesday, the 22nd. The first thing we have is that Mercury in Scorpio is trining Saturn retrograde in Pisces. And anytime there is a trine is an aspect of opportunity. So when, and all it trine is a triangle astrologically. It's when there is a triangle of energy, or at least the angle of it. So with Mercury trine Saturn, there's going to be a lot more mental clarity, a lot more stability, steady emotions, and a steadiness of your thoughts. If you have been drowning in emotions, then Tuesday is a great day for you because it's finally breaking through and receiving the clarity that you require. I hear somebody downstairs. That's why I paused for a second. Okay. The second thing going on Sunday is that the sun in Libra is squaring Pluto in Capricorn. Anytime there is a square in astrology, there is tension, confrontation, and we need that tension and the confrontation in order to grow. So squares are not a bad thing. They are opportunities to learn something by being stretched or extended in some way. So the sun squaring Pluto is bringing up power dynamics, asking you to confront power dynamics within your relationships. Are you someone who seeks to control other people? Are you someone who ends up being controlled by other people? Whatever your patterns are around your own personal power in relationship to other people, this is going to bring it up for you to face your fears, to face transformation, to uncover truths about yourself. And it's really like the last hurrah of Libra season while the sun is still hanging on to the sign of Libra to show you, okay, where are your relationships uneven? And just a little while later, the sun moves from this square energy and into the constellation of Scorpio. So, this is why it's a good idea for you to figure out where you have Scorpio in your chart because the sun is focusing its light on that part of your chart. Scorpio is the eighth house, and it's all about death, rebirth, transformation, personal power, trauma, and overcoming trauma. It's about resources, the things you have to help you create the life you want. The eighth house is about turning lemons into lemonade, like, okay, I have all this shit in my bag. What can I do with it to create something of value? And the last thing happening again on Tuesday is Venus in Sagittarius is trining the North Node in Aries. So Venus has finally left Scorpio. So we are lightening up. We're lightening up a lot in terms of what we are drawn to. And with it trining the North Node in Aries, this is opening up the road for soulmate energy. So romantic soulmates, but also um, the people who are called to our paths to help us bridge the gap from where we are to where we need to be. The people who are meant to be in our lives are soulmates, right? It doesn't always have to be someone we're in a committed, intimate relationship with. But there's support on the way, alignment on the way, more luck with finances on the way. And that's all Tuesday. So Tuesday is also a great day to like get some things done. Tuesday is ruled by Mars, and we have all this Martian energy going on Tuesday. So if you need to get some shit done, Tuesday is going to be a great day for that. Wednesday, the only thing we have is around 10 p.m. on Wednesday, the moon moves from Cancer into Leo. Thursday, there's a little bit more going on. Mars in Cancer is sextiling Uranus and Taurus. So that's helping you to choose a direction, to move forward, and to make a change. So Tuesday and Thursday are both great days for taking action and moving forward. Friday, the moon is still in the sign of Leo. I'm a Leo moon, so for me, Wednesday night, Thursday, and Friday are all important days to connect with my emotions, intuition. And so for you, whenever the sun is or the moon is in your personal moon sign, it's called a lunar return. So it's an opportunity for you to check in emotionally, subconsciously, and with your intuition. And then on Saturday, we have the moon moving into Virgo, which is giving us a practical approach to everything that we dove into and uncovered from the rest of the week. And that's it. So Tuesday and Thursday, there's a lot of action going on. The other days is just the moon moving into the different vibrational signs, okay? So this week, depending on what Scorpio is activating for you in your chart, should be a lot calmer. But again, you'll want to see what house does Scorpio rule, and that's what's being activated for you. So next, I'm moving into the free readings for my Patreon members. This video gets posted into Patreon and it's unlisted for everybody else. So if you're watching live, that's what's going on right now. The first person today is Enlightened. The order is Enlightened Shani Amanye, Aries Ascendant, Gemini Rising, Ren. Ooh, I wonder if... And Alex, but I'm not sure if Alex is still a member, but we'll do it anyway. So starting off with Enlightened. Enlightened. What does Enlightened need to know, do, or understand with Scorpio season? Let's get one more for Enlightened. Okay. Check it out. So we have the Sun card. The Sun card is very much emphasizing how the Sun has moved into Scorpio. Both of these are because the Emperor rules is Mars. Okay, the Sun has moved into Scorpio, and that's activating really important houses in your chart. Please go and look. Enlightened. This is also you being able to take some forward motion into your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. You've been waiting for the go. You've been waiting for the green light. And I feel like Scorpio season might just be that for you, where you're able to see more long term. You are able to see what your steps are. And you are able to take action in that direction. Enlighten, this is really good, like forward momentum. So if you've still been waiting to move or waiting for a job or waiting for these green lights, I would tap in this week, but especially this month while the Sun is in the sign of Scorpio, because it's looking like it's time to take action. Next is Shawnee. What does Shawnee need to know, do, or understand? Shawnee. All right, so we have this Nine of Wands first. This is about you keeping your guards up when it comes to your ideas, your goals, your dreams, your aspirations. There's people around you that you don't need to discuss your next actions with, okay? While there are some conversations that need to be had with people in your life, those conversations should be about your boundaries, should be about very general things, okay? I think now is an important time to keep a lot of your plans to yourself, okay? Because there's not people, they don't need your energy like that. So there's either boundaries that need to be established, conversations that need to be had, or people that need to be cut off, because you're entering this Hierophant energy. You're entering a time of greater stability, greater money, greater wisdom, greater intuition. And you don't want to invite like the wrong energy with you on that journey to distract you. Okay. You're building something that's long lasting, you're building something that's worthwhile, and people don't need to know what that is. Okay. And even if you're like, I don't know what that is, great. Once you do know what that is, mum's the word. Okay. Next is Amaniye. So the thing about help is you cannot get it if you don't ask for it. Okay. You can't expect other people to know what you need if you're not expressing those needs. And that goes spiritually as well as physically. So if you're feeling like overwhelmed, if you're feeling like you can't do something on your own, please speak up and ask for the assistance that you need in handling whatever person, place, or situation you need help handling. There is an overhaul going on in your life. Okay, the Tower card is here. It's clearing everything out. Okay, nothing can stay. Everything goes. This is like the the clearance sales, the going out of business sale. Your life as you know it is going out of business. Okay, you can't keep all the people there. You can't keep all the connections. You have to like scrap it all and rebuild. And if you let it, it could be more anxious than exciting, but you can actively choose, instead of being anxious, I'm going to be excited about this rehaul, this revamp, these new opportunities, because it is very exciting. Okay, you're having new ideas come in, new people come in, new opportunities for wealth, for business, for growth, but it is going to cost you your current life. That's the saying, is like your dreams are going to cost you your current life. Something to that effect, right? So we can't keep hanging on to the old if you've been asking for something new. And just because things feel overwhelming or things exploded in a certain way, it doesn't mean that you're making the wrong choice by inviting new energy in. You did nothing wrong. This is the precursor to your new foundation, okay? So you need to stick to your guns about whatever decisions, choices that you made, to begin again, to start over fresh, okay? Because if you let the past back in, the universe is going to make the tower even more difficult, okay? Okay, next is Aries. Aries ascendant. Okay, what should you do about this energy? Capricorn season is really important for you. Pluto in Capricorn is also very important for you. It's showing you all the ways that you're giving your power away to other people and other circumstances, other situations. It's showing you how you speak about yourself, how you speak about your experience, how you frame your existence. Okay, so a lot of the issue here is your perspective. A lot of the issue here is you not owning how powerful you are. you are you are the person that has the say so in your life. You are the person who can make new choices. You are the person that has to save yourself in a lot of different ways, and you can totally do it. It might feel like you can't, but you can release yourself from these chains and be triumphant because of it. And I think part of the way that you do release yourself from this is by leaning into your creativity and knowing that you create your own reality. And I know that's sometimes hard to hear, especially when you are not loving the reality that you currently have. But the change begins with your perspective, with your mindset, with your attitude about first yourself and then your experience, okay? So I want you to pay attention this week, but also throughout all of Scorpio season, and see the ways that you give your power away, and then see how you can get that power back. Okay. Because it is as simple as claiming it. Okay. So instead of, I can't do this, you want to really ask yourself, now, why do I feel like I can't? You know, what would it take for me to turn that can't into a can? You know, visualize yourself as a person who is capable of doing that. Really embody that feeling of like, okay, what if I was the person who could? What would that look like? What would that feel like? And stay in that vibratory energy. Okay. All right. Gemini rising is next. Gemini rising, you have some opportunities coming in, some people trying to talk to you, girl. Some ideas that are coming in. So people and ideas are coming in very strong. And it could be a little bit confusing. Which way do I want to go? Do I want to listen to this person? Do I want to continue as I was going? How are you going to know what to do? By checking in with yourself, taking time to yourself. So when these people and these ideas start coming in, don't forget to integrate some you time. Okay, don't get so lost in these people, in these connections, that you forget about yourself. Okay, because as a Virgo, you need this alone time to think, to process, to see things clearly. Now we also have the Six of Pentacles, so more money, more equal exchange within relationships, and success. Okay, this is coming in for you as well. So as you kind of garner and become more successful, people want to talk more, right? It's like people see you doing well or thinking more clearly, and then they come into your field of vision for you to assess whether or not you want them in your life. And again, you are the only person who knows what opportunities to say no to and what opportunities to say yes to. And you will know this by taking time out for yourself to connect with your mind, to connect with your intuition, to connect with your gut, your inner knowing. So things are picking up speed for you for sure. When it comes to talking, communicating, creating more connections with people during Scorpio season. Next, we have Ren. Ren girl. Okay, so on the journey to becoming more emotionally stable, emotionally fulfilled, there's a bit of roller coaster energy. First is this Four of Pentacles. This is your fixed nature, and being a fixed sign can be positive. It gives you a little bit more stability, more groundedness, more grit and determination. But you also want to examine, am I actively using these to my benefit or to my detriment? Am I being so determined and fixed in my nature that I'm not seeing the opportunities that are around me? Um, and if so, recalibrate, reassess. Are you being fixed in anxious thinking, worried thinking, disappointment in the past? If that's what you're finding, then again, time to reassess. We have great energy here. We have the Queen of Pentacles, the Nine of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. There's so much good being offered to you. That it's worth working through the indecision, the anxiety, the apprehension, and seeing it through, right? Allowing yourself to be vulnerable enough to say yes to new experiences that could be that they're scary, right? Being vulnerable is scary because you're like, well, what if? So instead of feeding into the what if negatively, you want to feed into the, now this is the what if of the negatives. What if it's a snake? What if it's a ghost? What if it's a gargoyle? What if I get my heart broken? What if I lose these 4 pentacles? But if you can take action despite that, then you see like, well, what if it all worked out and I got everything I wanted? What if, you know, I just flowed with it and built something beautiful with whatever comes? What if I open my heart and allow people to connect with me on a genuine level? So again, in a lot of ways, this is about your perspective and allowing yourself to do something new. What's up, Enlighten? How are you? How are you? You were the first reading that I did. So when you scroll or scrub back in this, either now or once I post it, you will see your reading. But for you, Enlightened, it is Scorpio season is lighting up action for you. There's a lot more clarity, there's a lot more power, there's a lot more forward movement. And whereas a lot of this year has been hurry up and wait, I think Scorpio season is opening doors for you to hurry up and run through. Okay. So that's my little recap of your reading. You were the first one, and I'm so glad that you are here. Also, we're going to be diving into Chiron more. I think beginning on Tuesday is when I'll post the Chiron workbook. Okay. You've been getting out of your stagnant and perfect, because that's exactly what Scorpio season is doing for you. So I think on Tuesday, because Tuesday the sun moves into Scorpio, Chiron is ruled by Mars. Mars rules Scorpio as well. So also with Scorpio being the 8th house of like rebirth, trauma, personal power, all of that, I think it's a good time to explore Chiron. What's up, Chrissy? So that's what's coming up on Tuesday, Wednesday. So, Enlightened, what I need you to do is pull your chart, find what house you have Scorpio in. I have your chart, so if you need help doing this, I can do it. But the whole point is to get us actively in there so that we don't have to rely on teachers and mentors. You learn from them and then you become your own, you become self-sufficient, right? So find what house you have Scorpio in. This is where the sun is going to be focusing all of its light, energy, or attention. Third or fourth? Mine's the third house. So it's good to know what the sun wants you to focus on for these next few weeks, okay? Okay, the last person I have is Alex, and then I'll take any donations for readings. If you are not part of the Patreon, that's what this live is for. The patron members get free readings every Sunday. And I post about 3 times a week throughout the week on Patreon as well. I'm helping the patrons learn how to read their own birth charts. And we also do tarot in there as well. This month, we're focusing on Chiron, the wounded healer. For Scorpio season, every month has a sort of focus in the Patreon. It's in the 5th house. So for you, it's about creativity. It's also romance. So your 5th house is like dating, people you're talking to, people you're entertaining. So that could also be some energy that comes into your, because you think about the 5th house is creativity, and in terms of your chakras, creativity is your sacral chakra. So your sacral chakra is being activated. You could find yourself more attracted to and connected with people, or you could just feel really on fire and really ready to create some new opportunities for yourself. 5th house. Okay, now Enlightened, also look to where your Chiron is, because that is what we're going to focus on in the next couple of days. Yeah, it is lit, for real. Okay, Alex is the last one. Okay, Tower card. We are definitely restructuring, getting rid of, yeah, Tower card and the 6 of Swords. Things are exploding so that you can rebuild on firmer foundation. During Scorpio season, you could be taking a trip, you could be moving out of your current living situation, you could be leaving someone or some connection behind. There's a little bit of indecision where you've been going back and forth. Do I want to do this? Do I not? Do I want to do this? Do I not? Hey, Chrissy, I got you. Thanks for the donation. You will be next. You're going back and forth, right? Back and forth, Alex. Should I stay? Should I go? Should I stay? Should I go? And really, when you drop into your inner knowing, when you ask yourself, what do I actually want for myself and for my future? You will know the answer. I think you've known the answer for a while, but knowing something and acting on it are two different things. So Scorpio season for you is going to give you the push that you need to take action toward your desired goals. And that's beautiful, but also it can be a little scary. So make sure you're anchoring into your faith, into your spirituality, into your spiritual practices to help you feel more empowered about the changes that we have coming forward. And there's a quote that I really like. I just heard it from Stormy Grace, and she said, "Courage is just fear that said its prayers and took action." I love that. Courage is just fear that said its prayers and took action. So it's okay to be afraid. It's okay to be nervous, but like you can still make a different choice for yourself, even while you're scared. If you're scared, do it scared, right? Being scared doesn't mean you shouldn't do something. Often being scared means this thing is actually really important and really life-changing and potentially an incredible experience. So courage is just fear that said its prayers and took action. And that is it for the Patreon members. The Patreon is $11.11 a month. I think Patreon is doing something weird this month where you can only sign up on Patreon on like a desktop or an iPad and not on your phone for some strange reason. But Patreon is $11.11, and that's a whole month of access. That's 4 readings, because I do give you readings every Sunday. That's 4 readings for $11.11, and then resources throughout. So it's a pretty good deal if you ask me. But let's go to Chrissy B. Chrissy, did you have a specific question? Thank you so much for your donation. Thanks for being here. If you don't have a specific question, we can pull a general Scorpio season spread. So it's totally up to you and what you would like to do. I should put a link in my bio. Yes, I do. I do have links on my Instagram, and then I've started putting the links in my videos, but I'll make more like YouTube posts, community posts with it. Yeah, you have to use the website and not the app. Do you have an iPhone? Because I'm pretty sure if you have an iPhone, you have to use the website now and not the app anymore, which is stupid. I think that's a dumb idea. Ooh, on the love tip, Scorpio season. Let's check you out, Chrissy. What does Chrissy need to know about Scorpio season and love? Ooh. Okay, so girl. Okay. What I need you to do is not enter dating like this, okay? Don't bring your baggage from the past. Don't bring insecurities from the past, don't bring that into the future with you, okay? Because it looks like there's two ways this can go. You can bring the baggage from the past and get a whole lot of this, or you can, and maybe this is about entertaining someone from the past. If this is someone from the past, don't do it unless you feel like you and that person are completely different. Okay. Okay. So if you're re-entering dating with the energy of like, I'm still brokenhearted, nothing ever works out for me, all I can pull is a certain type of person, it's not going to be fun. Like, your self-concept is so important at this time, okay? It's so important that you remember your worth, your power, and like just how incredible you are as a human being, okay? Because if you're feeling like this, you're going to pull shitty partners that echo that. But if you're feeling your worth, your value, how much you've grown since the last time you were dating, or since whatever, how much you've grown, how much you're worth, then that's when things become a lot more fun. And we have the lovers here and the four of wands. So have fun. That's what this three of cups is talking about. Having fun, remembering your worth and your value, not don't date beneath you. Don't date beneath you, okay? Because I feel like what's going to happen is the universe is going to give you a bunch of different options. Maybe an ex is going to come back. Maybe somebody who's really physically attractive but isn't really about shit is going to come back. And God, the universe can be like, what do you want? What are you going to entertain? And I'm going to need you to choose right. I'm going to need you to choose right. Or you're just creating like unnecessary like drama for yourself. Okay. So please don't take anybody back that doesn't seem completely and utterly changed from the inside out. And if someone does come back from the past, know that if you say no to them, there's going to be other people. It's just kind of like universe, God being like, do you want this or do you want this? And just because one is in front of you and in front of your face and in your sphere first doesn't mean that's going to be the only option. Okay. So I guess what I'm saying is don't choose up too fast, because it seems like there's going to be multiple partner potentials coming into your field of vision, coming into your energy. It does seem like someone from the past is going to try and make their way back in. But if you are dating from a place of power, if you are prioritizing fun and connection, then the types of partners that you pull in are going to be a whole lot of fun. And it's going to feel really nice, really fulfilling, very energetic. You could possibly even be getting money from this person. They could be contributing to your finances in a really positive way. Or you take what you've always taken and you get what you always got. And I really feel like that's the dichotomy here is this really, I think you're beginning to see how much your love life does have to do with you, right? And the choices that you're making and the people you're allowing into your life and the boundaries you're setting out or not setting out, okay? So it looks like it could be a whole lot of fun if you are choosing to have very strong, meaningful boundaries. Like, don't just create boundaries just to create boundaries or just to create rules, but like really ask yourself, like, what do you want? What do you need? How have you grown? And then create your boundaries around that. Okay, so it's gonna be nice. It's gonna be fun. But some people are gonna try you, and that's your job to make sure you handle that and be like, you thought I'm in control. I have the power. And I'm taking that shit back. Before we call it done, let's get you an animal card just to round it off. What does Chrissy need to know about dating? Scorpio season. Yeah, life is speeding up, girl. Life is speeding, and it's the number 2, the number of partnerships. Okay, so things are picking up in your dating life for sure. So you want to be ahead of the game in terms of like what you want, what you expect, what your boundaries are, what your standards are now, so that you can more easily recognize that when this person comes through. Okay. Okay. I hope that helps you, and I'm glad we were able to connect again. It's been a while. Okay, so I am done with the patron members, and we did one donation. If there's anyone else who would like a reading, hit up that Cash App, and I got you. Otherwise, I'm gonna get off. There's some other things I need to do before the baby gets back from church, which is why I do this on Sundays, because right now I have my parents taking the baby to church with them on Sunday, which I'm not into church, and she will not be going to church once we move. But for right now, it's childcare, so I'm like, go for it, baby. Go for it. I need to eat some food. Yeah. I mean, nothing against it. I think there's a lot you can learn from organized religion, but that's just not going to be our lives every Sunday for forever. So it's nice, but it ain't that nice. No, I'm just kidding. Oh man. But yes, Scorpio season this week. So if you start to feel more deep, if you start to feel more honestly sexual, if you feel more sexual, if you feel more of a desire to connect with someone or to be in partnership, there's a reason for that. That's the 8th house. It's sex, it's intimacy, it's death, rebirth, transformation. It's a darker, quote unquote, darker urges um, that we have. It's also a pivotal point in the chart, right? Um, Scorpio is the first sign of change that we have, like deep, meaningful change. And you're going to feel that. You're going to feel that going from Libra, which is usually light and airy and wants to connect with people and wants things to be harmonized and balanced. And now we're being pulled into fixed water, the depths of our emotions and our traumas and our desires and our fears. So we're going to feel a shift. But we're also going to feel motivated to do something about it. So on that note, I'm going to leave you. I love you. I'll talk to you later. Bye. You're the same way with your 2 kids? Yes. All right, girl. I'll see you. Consider joining the Patreon if this is something that you enjoy. Again, you get free readings every Sunday. It's 11:11 to join. Just putting that out there. Bye.